Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/Inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello, folks. Welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and I've got an ink for you today that this is not going to be. It's not gonna be my favorite, and I hate making this kind of video. But this is for Octopus Fluid's Write and Draw. This one's called Orange Bunny. Look at that orange bunny on there. These inks are meant to be used for art and that kind of thing, and also to write with and all that jazz. They are pigment inks, and they are very dense pigment inks. They come in a nice sized bottle, so you can do a whole lot of writing and drawing with them. And you can see, like, it is opaque in there, and I love an orange ink. And I bought this one. Where did I buy this? Oh, I bought this from Van Ness Pens a while ago, and you can see it's like a very nice bright orange. It looks like the sort of thing is just right up my alley. But this is one. This is gonna be an interesting video, y'all. So let's just kind of get into it. I haven't tried the rest of these write and draws. I've heard that some of them are better, but I'm gonna be kind of like careful with them. So here we go. This is what it looks like on our Nebula casual note paper, which, you know what? It looks pretty nice. And you'll also notice that there are a couple of different tones going on here. So if you look up here, this is very, very dark and vivid. And this one is just kind of like pale and more like a, I don't know, a tangerine or something, maybe. I don't know. It starts looking less orange, and you can also see that over here in different places. And the reason for that is I have two different pens going on here. One of them is a Kara's Penco Decograph with a medium Bach nib, and the other is a TWSBI Eco with a broad nib, which is Yovo or something. Although they might be making them in house. I'm not 100% sure where they're making those now. But yeah, very different feels from those. And then this, of course, is just the swatch, which is a whole lot more like the Decograph. So here's what went on with these. I got this pen from Kara's Penco, and I think it's a beautiful pen. I haven't had a Decograph before. This was, I think, this is actually, I think, still my only Decograph, and it's very cool. I like the orange and blue. It looks great. The thing about this pen is these have a really bad cap seal. These and like the vectors and stuff, the cap seal is not great. The ones that are good, the ink has a good cap seal, that sort of thing. But these, if you look in the cap there, you can see there is right here a little silicone O-ring, and you can see it's like, I don't know, it's like lobed or something. It's got peaks and valleys in it, and I think they did that on purpose, but I also think it's not a great idea. I want to pry that out of there and put a proper O-ring in there to see if it's better. But this thing dries up, and what happens with this ink when it dries up is it turns solid. So this is a very dense pigment ink, and you can actually see that's solid pigment in there. It doesn't come out. I'm gonna have to put this in the ultrasonic to shake it loose. Like, it's not gonna be a big deal. I have cleaned it from this state before, and it was okay. Like, you know, it cleans out okay. You just gotta clean the bejesus out of it, because it's, you know, all the liquid is evaporated out of this thing because the cap seal was not great, and so it just turned into dust. And you can you watch it compact there. Isn't that interesting? But yeah, it just turned into dust. Which is it's kind of muddy dust. It's still a little bit wet, I guess. I can't just shake it all the way free, can I? No, not shaking it all the way free. But yeah, it's just turned solid, and that sucks. Like, that's a bad writing experience, obviously, and it's not a great cleaning experience. It's going to be a bit of a chore to get that out of all the little valleys and stuff. But ultrasonic cleaner will absolutely take care of that with no problem. I've just been keeping it like this to show you for this review. So I got real sick of that, and I thought, well, maybe it's not the ink's fault, because while it is writing, it is great. I love that color. That's fantastic. But most of the time, it just gives you hard start after hard start, and it's not at all fun to use. So I put it in a pen that's extremely reliable. The old TWSBI Eco. These things never dry out. I don't know what's going on up in here, what kind of magic is going on up in this cap area. I mean, it does have like a little inner like cap liner. You can see that white plastic one there. It might just like screw down very well, but these just do not dry out. If you want a pen that won't dry out, TWSBI Eco. If you want a pen that'll work with weird pigments, TWSBI Eco. You want one that'll work with like shimmers, TWSBI Eco. These are great for this. And this one has not dried out at all. You can see it's still very juicy. It's gonna write. I bet it'll start writing right now. Let me just. Here's a little piece of. Let me just write on this corner. Have I? Yeah, I already did this one. Let's write on this corner. Will it start? Yeah. Yeah, right away. No problem. So while this one dries up every time you set it down for 5 minutes, this one I put in the drawer and I haven't used for probably a couple of weeks at least, maybe more. no problems at all, starts right up. So this ink is okay as long as you put it in the right pen. If you put it in the wrong pen, you're gonna have a bad time. So be careful what pen you put this in, and you'll have a way better time. Or use it with dip nibs or something. Like I bet it works great with these like Colorverse nibs and the Kakamori nibs and stuff like that, glass nibs. I bet it's great with those. So this is weird. It's a pigmented ink, and as I said, it's one of the few that really clogs pens for me. I use pigmented inks a lot, and this is the only one that has ever had this happen. Like I've used all those Kala inks, I've used a ton of other pigment inks, no issues. The ones from Sailor, the ones from Platinum, all that jazz, never an issue. But this one, yikes, turns absolutely solid. So there's a chromatography for this one, and as is no surprise because it is a pigment, the color of this ink is that. That is the color of the ink. That is all you get. There's maybe a little bit of red in there or something, but that's just what you have. That's it. 50 ml bottle, good size bottle, $19.50, good price. Just put it in the right pen, and you'll have a way better time. I forgot to grab a piece of paper towel for this, but it doesn't matter because I can just let that water sit there. This Nebula Casual Note paper is like awesome at dealing with water and ink, and there's nothing going on there. I was curious about how this was going to go because there was movement here, and a lot of times with pigmented inks, you just don't get any movement. There are a few that just don't. It's just a line, and nothing happens. This one did push some pigment, but I'm not seeing any movement here at all, and that's pretty impressive. Let's go ahead and mop this up. That's pretty good. That's what it's supposed to do. Like that's what it's for. And wow, it does the job, man. If you need a waterproof orange, I don't know of another waterproof orange, if I'm honest. Oranges and reds are notoriously difficult to get waterproof versions of, especially if you're using dyes. Like you can count the number of them that are waterproof on one hand, but this one, wow, absolutely nothing came up. This is a little piece of dust. That's not related. Yeah, nothing at all. The before and after is identical. Crazy. All right, well that's. You know what? Great. That's really good. And that was written with this one, which has way different flow than the Keras one does. I think the broad nib on this Eco is just kind of like spreading out the ink, and so it's making it look paler and more peachy than the bright orange up here, which I prefer that. So I need to find a pen that will do that, but also not do what this one did. So we'll see how it goes. Let's look at it on some other papers. All right, so there's Octopus Fluids Write and Draw Orange Bunny on the Staples 20-pound 30% recycled copy paper from TWSBI Eco's broad nib. I bet I could put this in pretty much any TWSBI Eco nib and it would be totally fine. It hasn't dried out even a little bit, so I think it's going to be great. Is there bleed through? There's like a couple of tiny spots, and that's from a broad nib. There's no like bleeding really. It's just like a little bit, but this is terrible copy paper for fountain pen ink. There's no spread. No feathers. This is really good on that bad paper, as you would expect from a pigmented ink. They are usually very good at that. Next up, this is some Aerofil paper. Aerofil paper is really good. I've been liking this stuff an awful lot to write on. It's got a little bit of a texture, so you will get some feedback even with your very smooth nibs, which like it can be a little bit off-putting to some folks. Not everybody's going to love a little bit of a texture. You can't really feel it except for like you feel a little something, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like ridges, it doesn't feel rough. It's just like there's a little bit of texture, but it looks really good on here. You get like that shine from the pigment stuff. Like, look at this. It's really pretty. I like that a lot. I think it's nice. And this is from the Eco, where it was looking much paler on the Nebula. So, I mean, it's literally shining on this paper. So that's cool. I think that came out really well. This is page 86, Sky Dancers. This is an interesting story. This is cool. Just waiting to see the rest of these. But take a screenshot of that if you're putting this together as your own book from my writing. Number 124. All right, now here on the Galen Leather Everyday book, this is Tomoe River paper. Here it is from that Decograph, the original inking of this, almost a year ago, just short of a year ago, the ill-fated inking. And then here we have it from the Eco, which I've had it in since, was that June? Yeah, June of this 2024 summer. And yeah, it's had no problems since. I don't think I've actually refilled this. I think this is that fill. It hasn't gone away at all. It's pretty impressive. So yeah, that's good. I think it works just fine from there. And it looks interesting here. I mean, I like the darker color more, but I think this is perfectly good. Perfectly good. All right, now for comparison colors, I don't have a huge number, but I did pull a few, and I say not a huge number, even though there's like 5 of them here, because I have a zillion oranges because I love orange, and this is what it looks like on that Colodex card. You can see there's actually you get that sort of matte shine off of this. You get that from Pigment Inks quite a lot, which is pretty darn good. There you go, bottle pigmented Van Ness. There we go, cool, 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 cool. So there's that one. I also pulled Ferris Wheel Press's Golden Gate Glow. This is from the Enigma ink event last year. I thought it'd be kind of close, and it is close in some places. So if you look at the darkest areas here and the lightest ones here, you get a very similar kind of color. I also pulled this one. This is Kobe number 63 East Park Orange that I got at the SF Pin Show a few years ago. Or actually, Audrey got this for me at the SF Pin Show. I didn't go to that one, but this is an absolutely gorgeous orange. It's definitely a bit darker and deeper. It kind of looks like the orange I was getting from this one before it got all clogged. And then I also pulled Papier Plume. This is from the Snowball Party 2 series, which was this last Christmas. And this is Nectar. Wait, Christmas? I forget when exactly this was. Anyway, Snowball Party. I want to see. This is a summer series. What am I talking about? This is Nectarine, which is I think a deeper orange than you get from Orange Bunny in most cases. And then lastly, I went ahead and pulled this one, even though it's like a little bit too red. This is Kobe number 11 Ukuta Orange, which I got from my friend Adeline. So there you go. I collect ink samples and stuff. So if you have inks, you're like, hey, Madison hasn't seen this one yet. Send this to Mike in Ink Dependence. He would like to see this. Send them to me. My address is down there in the description, or at least my PO box, and you can send me a thing. So there you go. There's Octopus Fluids Write and Draw Orange Bunny. It's a cool ink if you put it in the right pen. If you put it in the wrong pen, it's gonna make your life harder. So use these, but with caution. I have at least one artist friend who uses these regularly and likes them a whole lot. You just got to put them in the right pen. If you put them in a pen with a bad cap seal, it'll turn into sand, and we don't want that. So keep the sand out of your pen. Put it in something with a great cap seal, and I think you'll have a good time with this ink. It's just, it made me mad in this pen. So, I'm not going to hold that against it too much. I think it's cool. It's totally waterproof. That's dope. If you want to use it for some art, get nuts. If you want to use it for like dip pens and stuff, I encourage it. But use with caution. All right, that's it. I'll stop yapping now. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you with another video soon. Until then, think about what you put out in the world. Make it a better place. Hippity hoppity. Peace out, y'all.